Hey everybody, here we are. We're going to play a game of Fallen by Watchtower Games. And all right, we got the game all set up here. This is a game that is set up, it's just 2 players. You can't play with more than that. And of course I am here with my beautiful bride.
Hi.
Hello. And you are playing as, who is your character?
Runnock the Thief.
Ah, yes. And I am playing as the Archivist of Souls. Now, what we're going to do is just kind of jump into this thing because there's no sense in me trying to explain it to you beforehand. I think you guys are going to learn this one pretty quick. First thing I do is I'm going to flip over the Archivist of Souls. And this is kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure book, and I absolutely loved those as a kid, so get ready. The Archivist of Souls has remained sealed in his tomb for many years now. His undead minions have stolen a book written by the fabled healer Turok that has the power to revive the Archivist. If he is not stopped, the Archivist will free himself from the dungeon and wreak havoc across the land. His dungeon lies under a hill dotted with caves and toppled with the ruins of an old library. Carmen, do you wish to walk to the ruins of the library or search for a cave in the hill?
I will walk to the ruins.
So Carmen has chosen to walk to the ruins. A path leads up the hill to the ruins of the library. You pick your way through toppled stones and rotting bookcases. A narrow set of stairs descend into the darkness of the hill. I automatically gain 2 fortune tokens, and the shadow track will be listed at glowing. So this is the shadow track, right? When it comes this direction, the further it does, it's better for me. The further it goes this way, the better for Carmen. And the reason is because of our power cards. If you look at the top, that tells you how much fortune you have to spend to activate this card. So when we're in the dark, that's how much it cost me. But when we're in the light, which we are, that's how much it's going to cost me. And of course, it works in reverse for Carmen. The more further we are in the dark, the worse and more expensive it is for her. The more she's in the light, the cheaper it is. All right, so I'm going to put these little tokens back on here real quick. And now the game is set up. So here's what we do. Each of us get to draw 2 of our power cards. I draw 4 creatures, and I also gain 5 fortune. Carmen gets 5 fortune, 2 power cards, but she starts with 3 equipment cards. She has armor, which is her robe. She has an item, which is her grappling hook. And then I don't believe you were supposed to start with that, dear.
I wasn't.
That is wrong. You are a cheater.
I couldn't find my
So
starting
that's
weapon.
okay. I will get you
you had it
starting
over
with.
there.
That's wrong too. You're the knife. Okay.
Yes.
Sorry about that. That was from our last
I
game.
am the long
but
knife.
that's okay. I caught that. You see, she is a thief. She is a rascal, and she has already proven her trickery by trying to get over on the Archivist, but the Archivist is way too clever to let that happen. So what do we got here? This is the game. All right, guys, so get ready. The first card that we're going to look at is called the Ruined Prison. So we're going to take this, and let's just kind of toss this out here, and we're going to read this down. And now this says that the hours of uneventful travel led you through the eastern wing of an old complex. Crumbling walls intersped. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read this through the lens, and it's hard, with thick bars border your path. As you climb over rubble and navigate through a labyrinth of small rooms, you become convinced that these ruins once housed an old prison. A scream, "Ah!" shatters the silence. Peering over a cell wall, you spy a woman running your way. She spots you and calls out for help as 3 warriors give chase. Carmen, do you wish to defend the woman or trust no one?
I'm going to go with trust no one.
I like your attitude.
I'm a thief.
You push the woman away, shaking your head no. The woman raises her hand and unleashes a powerful shockwave in all directions. The words, "Help me!" ring through your mind as if commanded. All right, so down here we got 2 little icons. Carmen, you automatically receive a wound. Now this other icon means that's the type of challenge that we are about to embark on.
I needed my help.
So we are going to have to do I believe this is called an intelligence. I could be wrong on that. So what I do is I look at my creatures. Now, one thing to notice, these creatures aren't necessarily chasing this woman. These creatures aren't necessarily involved They're indirectly is what I'm getting at, but they're going to aid in whoever is chasing her or the event that's happening. So for instance, think of it as like the goblin. He sees what's happening. He sees that she's being chased. So maybe he's going to stick out a leg and try to trip you as these monsters are coming at you. Or maybe the skeleton, he's standing and he tries to throw his sword at your direction to make you duck, just to try to halt you for just a second. Maybe down another hallway you hear the zombie husk, and and it's just enough to try to distract you from the situation. These are the things you got to think about as we're playing. So now
I chose badly.
You chose
the woman.
You should have defended the woman, yes. So we have an intelligence. So what I want to do is look at my creatures. Now they've got the three little symbols that will only come into play, which would be agility, intelligence, or strength. All right. So I want to find one that has the intelligence, which would only be this flesh binder or him. And the reason is, so let's slide these together here so you can get a better view. The only way I can activate their little powers here is if I use that type of creature. So for instance, if I used the sneaky goblin here, his power would not activate, which means I would not get this one extra die because he does not have the intelligence on him. Only these two do. So let's see. If I win, I get to exhaust an equipment card of my choice. That is a big deal. Carmen would hate me on that. This one here says, once during this challenge, you may reduce the cost of a power card by 1. That's the price that's up here in the corners. Ooh. That may not be a terrible idea. I'm going to go Flesh Binder, so let's go Flesh Binder. So what I do is I tap him, and I show that this guy has been activated. Carmen, do you have any cards to stop me from activating him?
No.
Okay, so what I do is I look here in the corner. He gives me 2 blue dice, all right? Now, as the archivist, I automatically get to roll 2 black. No matter which villain you are, you're always going to get the 2 black. Now what I can do is I can add more value to this, more bang for the buck, baby. And the way I can do that is using my ultimate power. My ultimate power says I have to spin these, which I am going to do. And if I do, whether we're in the light or the dark, I'm going to gain 2 blue dice. So let's gain those 2 blue dice as well. Now, if we're in the dark, I get to be a little bit more powerful. It's not going to be the case. So now what I'm doing, I'm going to roll these. And then I'm going to see how many swords I got. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a little symbol here. Carmen, you are going to take a wound. 5 and 6 swords. That's a pretty decent roll. I'm not going to lie, guys. But I can even do more. I can do better if I want. And what I can do is this is my limit of 2. So I could spend 2 fortune if I want, and for each fortune I do spend, I get to roll an additional blue die. I think I am going to do that. So nope, I don't need yours. Go ahead and take it back. I am going to spend 2. We're going to put that over there. And what I'll do is just re-roll this one and this one. I'm going to just, hey man, let's start this game off right and let's just deliver a knockout punch. So I did get to add 1 additional swords. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, if I wanted to, I could look at my cards. Do I want to add any more dice for my cards? I'm pretty content with 7, though. So I'm just going to stick with that and see what Carmen comes up with. Now, one thing she needs to keep in mind is if I do win, do not forget, I will get to exhaust an equipment card of my choice. Okay. So Carmen needs to not match. She has to exceed all of my swords. Carmen?
I'm going to use this power card.
Oh, yes.
I pay 1.
Now, wait a minute. That says I gain, doesn't it?
Yes. You're going to get 2 blue dice.
All right. So I get 2 blue dice. So I'm going to give you back that one, and I'll just re-roll this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's another sword. But she's got red ones. Now, blue
I'm going to get 3 red dice.
I'm just going to give you that back. Just so you know, blue ones are the weakest. Red ones are the best. I'm sorry, the second best. And then your ones that you automatically roll, which she's going to roll white ones, but they're just like
I'm going to go ahead and use these because if I roll this symbol, I'm going to get them back. And I'm rolling a lot of dice that have that symbol.
So here's what Carmen does. She is going to roll her 2 white dice, but then she's going to look at the bottom of her card to see if she gets to add any. One thing she forgot to do, and I'm going to let her do that now, is she forgot to grab her level 1 of one of her skills. So Carmen, you needed to select one of your level 1 of your skills, and that should have went over here to the right side of her player board. So That could possibly add extra dice, and that should have been something she did at the very beginning of the game, but that's okay. We'll call it now. And if she adds that one right there, we'll call foul.
Well, actually, this one makes sense
fine.
because
Go ahead.
it's the only one I don't have an extra dice for.
So what we would do is we'd look down here. Does she get to add for the intelligence check on her player board? No, she does not. See, if it was a strength test, then she'd be able to add a blue die. If it was a agility test, she'd be able to add a red die. Then she would look over here to her skills. Now, her skills let her do certain things. Now, this one said that when you learn this skill, you gain a fortune. Plus, it says here she gets to roll 1 blue die whenever it is a intelligence test. So, Carmen is now going to gather all her dice together, and then she is going to roll and see how many swords she can come up with. So that's a blank, that's a blank. I like seeing that. A red blank, yes!
That's 2 red blanks.
Oh, you did bad.
That is so bad.
So you have 6 right now. You have tied me, I believe, right? So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I'm 8 because I'm even higher because you let me roll extra dice, remember? So she has to decide how much does she want to sacrifice. So she's 2, 4, 5, 6. She needs to come up with 3 more. So she could tap some of her items, which could add more dice. She could spend 2 fortune, which remember that was just like my card, which I'll show you again right here. She could spend up to 2 fortune, but she can't do that like piecemeal. She can't spend 1 fortune, roll the die, and then spend 1 fortune and roll another die. She has to spend both fortune, and that would give her 2 blue dice if she wants. Remember, blue dice are only at best going to give you 1 sword, though. Red dice is where she failed. There's only one side on the red die, by the way, that gives you a blank, and she performed 2 of those. And one side gives you double swords. So it's almost like she rolled 2 dice that gave you 1 sword. I mean, that's really where the odds are, but still the blank hurts. Okay, so that is her options.
I would need 3 more to win. That would be tough.
Now, one thing I want to show real quick while you're thinking about it is that she did deliver a wound. So the archivist does not receive wounds, okay? This guy doesn't receive wounds. The creature I activated, this guy, he's going to receive a boo-boo. Now, what's going to happen is if she ends up killing him, which if she's got like a card or a power card or something that she could play, she could end up killing him off. That is his health, too. If she kills him, she's going to gain experience depending on the level of the creature. What do I mean by that? He is a level 1 creature, as noted over here. I start with level 1s. I can eventually start with experience leveling up to 2 and possibly even 3. Carmen is going to go all for it. So she decided to exhaust, which means that she's just going to basically, I don't want to say tap, but I'm going to say tap this long knife to the side, which means she will not be able to use this for the rest of this story card, and that will make sense as we play. But she's going to gain 1 blue die. Plus, she can gain a fortune if she rolled 1 or more of the blood drops, which she did roll a blood drop. Now, the other one, let me see that one, and I'll show them real quick, is the grappling hook. Please let me see the card. Thank you, sweetie. This once again will tap, which means she will not be able to use this again for the rest of this story card. But it does say that you may re-roll any of your white dice, but you will ignore any of the blood drops, symbols that you have rolled. So she will not get any, I will not receive any more damage, basically.
Any more damage, right. I maybe shouldn't have used this because I should have used it on a blank rather than on one.
Well, you keep in mind, you can always do it piece by piece. You don't have to do it all at once. And did that give you enough? No. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're still short, but that did give her a recharge. Now this says you don't get both. You don't get the wound and the recharge. You have to choose one or the other. So she can decide, does she want to keep pressing her luck or does she want to give up? She's sacrificed already so much. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She would have to get
roll 2.
And you would have to hit on both of them, which means the only thing she's pretty much left to do is either playing power cards or she can go to add the 2 blue dice with her fortune. She has chosen to do it. 2 swords and you win.
Nope.
And I love it. You are tied. And are you done or is that it?
That's all I can do.
A tie is that goes in favor of the Dungeon Lord. So I gained an experience, and I'm going to place that over to here. Carmen does not gain anything at the moment, but I'll show you. She does still get something. So we're going to collect all our dice back up, and let's put them over here.
My goodness.
Now what happens is we're going to take 2 of these, we're going to flip them over, and then I get to choose one that I want. I think I'm definitely going to go with this one. What this one is saying is that I get a fortune, I get a power card, and I get to recharge my ultimate ability by 1. So I'm going to place this over here face up. So I'm going to gain my fortune. I'm going to recharge 1 on my ultimate ability, and I'm going to draw an extra power card. Now, one thing to keep in mind, my hand limit is 3 on power cards, so if I draw any more, I'm going to have to get rid of one. Now, Carmen gets to draw an extra one of these treasure tiles, and she gets to select one herself. Now, if she's smart, she could take this one, and that would kill my flesh binder because he already had 1 wound, and that would still allow her then to at least gain 1 experience for this round, which experience is a big deal.
Why can't I kill your husk?
Because you have to go after the creature that was involved in the fight, and the one that was involved in the fight was the flesh binder. You don't get to select where the damage goes.
That's just 1 experience point, though. But then again,
if I
have to go after the creature that was in the fight, then I'm probably not going to get another chance to get him.
Yeah, I would do it personally. Now this would give you a fortune and a power card, though.
I think a fortune and a power card's a bit much to pass up.
Whew,
considering that experience isn't going to help me yet. You know, it's not going to help me in this round.
I think that was a poor decision. All right, so let's see what we got here. You push the woman away, shaking your head no. The woman raises her hand and unleashes a powerful shockwave in all directions. The word "help me" ring through your mind as if commanded. So, the next step is, Carmen, do you side with the warriors or escape with the woman?
I'm gonna side with the warriors.
This will be a difficult challenge. So once again, she has chosen an intelligence, which is her weakest.
Poorly.
You've chose poorly. But see that little black mark? That means it's going to be a difficult challenge, which it benefits me. So side with the warriors. The woman's bones contort and snap as she turns into a terrifying creature. You make your intentions clear to the warriors as you join their cause. The sight of her transformation strikes you with fear.
I should have escaped because I'm agility,
So I gain 2 black, but because this is a difficult challenge, I gain an extra blue. Now what I do is I just start adding again. So I look and see. Now this is once again a intelligence, so I'm going to use my husk this time. Oh, I almost forgot about this. I get to exhaust an equipment card of my choice because I did win that, which means I'm going to exhaust your armor. So, sorry about that.
That's why I used everything, because I figured you were just going to exhaust it anyway, so what difference did it make?
So the husk says here, once during this challenge, you may reduce the cost of a power card by 1, plus he's going to add 2 blue dice to this challenge. Now, one thing to note is even though let's say if he didn't match the intelligence, I would still get the dice. I just wouldn't get his ability. So that's something I know that can be tough to remember and understand, but it's like I'm not activating him only for the dice. I'm trying to activate it and try to compare it for the ability as well. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm just going to stop talking about it. All right, so there's my die roll, and I did poorly. Oh my, oh my. But I did deliver a wound to you, Carmen, so you will take another wound on your armor. And only 3, oh God, even if I added to it, but she is in a weakened state. I do have enough fortune. Let's see what kind of power cards I have. Nope, don't want to do that one. Can't do that one yet. I am going to pay 1, and I am going to draw a power card, and the hero must discard a random power card.
When the Dungeon Lord plays a power card, cancel the effect of the Dungeon Lord's card.
And I lose my everything, don't I? Yep. Okay, so that'll be discarded, and I still lose the fortune. So that was probably a good move. You could have probably lost that card, though, too. That's what's funny.
Right. Well, but I could have lost this card, so...
So now I think I will just pay... I'm going to pay 1 fortune, and I'm going to roll 1 extra blue die. Now, if I fail on this, I can't now pay 1 more fortune, to add another blue die. This is a one-time thing, so... And I did roll an extra. Good. That makes me feel at least a little bit better. So, all right, I have a total of 4. She could probably beat this on her first initial roll here. And she did roll double swords. Oh, she is at 4. And she did deal a wound to my guy. So let's put a wound marker on him. All right. Oh, and by the way, that would have I could have paid 1 less for that, which means that would have been 0 cost anyways. So I'm going to take that back.
I'm going to pay 2 fortune, I think.
I would. It's kind of important you win this one. And she won. All right, so congratulations. So Carmen gets 1 experience for winning this challenge. And we'll pull our dice back again. And now we go to the little treasure stage. So we're going to flip these over. Carmen gets first selection now. One thing to note is her hero's ability. What is that? You want to read that?
When I draw rewards at the end of a challenge, if it's in the light, then I may discard 1 reward token to draw another one.
Right. So if she doesn't like that, she can get rid of that and put something else out here, then give herself a better choice. All right. So my husk does have a wound. So if you kill him, you're going to gain another experience point. And
I'll do that.
I don't see why not. I think it makes perfect sense. So she did kill my husk, which gives her an experience point. So what happens to him, he just goes away. We're going to put him on the bottom of the deck here. If he gets under there, he's being... And now we're going to flip a new one up to take his place, but it already comes in tapped, so I'm not going to be able to use him. So we'll take another one of these, we'll flip it up, and oh yes, this is an Omen card. Omen cards are extremely powerful and hard to pass up. So yep, I'm going to have to go with an Omen card. So let's see what an Omen card is, guys. That's her treasure, which she tried to cheat by starting out with 1, which are powerful weapons, armors, items. These are Omen cards. These are like spells and abilities that are going to give me like super powerful actions that are going to like just pound her into the ground. So basically now what we do is we look and we see, okay, do either one of us have enough experience to try to level up? Because she can level up her skills. I could level up my creatures. I've only got 1. I need at least 2 to be able to level up to a level 2 creature. And Carmen does only have 2 experience. So we are going to move on. So remember, she's coiled up. She's turned into this terrifying creature. And she strikes you with fear. Carmen, turn your head. I'm going to flip the card. I don't want you to see. And let me put the cover over it. Now... Battle in the prison. You only have 1 choice on this. Biding your time, you join the fray at just the right moment. You slice the creature in half after rising from a well-timed roll. Wordlessly, the warriors look at one another before turning on you.
No!
Uh-oh, so this is a strength challenge. Now notice it's got the little symbol there. That's the Omen card. So what I get to do is I take 2 Omen cards, but I lay them face down here. Now, if I win this, I get to look at them both, and choose the one I want. If I lose, I just randomly take 1, all right? So once again, I go first, and I look and I see, all right, strength, we're going to have to go with my skeleton. So the skeleton is going to give me 2 blue, and because he did match that, I get to gain the 1 other blue. So that's going to give me 3 blue, and also my 2 black. I cannot use that yet. I could add extra blue if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that yet. We are going to play this one. This is any roll. I'm going to steal 1 fortune from you, and I'm also going to steal that. And I put that over here. Oh, that is nice. Thank you. That's how powerful Omen cards are.
Oh, here.
However, the hero discards a random power card as well, and I get to draw a power card.
Good grief.
Yeah, boy, that was just... you don't want to let me draw these things if you could prevent it. So I get to draw a power card to replace that with. All right, let's do this. So let's roll these.
Well, there was no way for me to prevent it.
Only you can prevent forest fires. Oh, that's a better roll. There we go. There we go. There.
6.
Yeah, that's a great starting roll, man. Feeling pretty good about that, but why not just add a little bit more and see if we can just break her back like we did that first round, right? So let's roll 2 more. And we got that. So we got 7 hits on you. All right. I'm going to stop there. Carmen, it is you.
Pretty sure there's nothing I can do about that.
I'm pretty sure there's nothing either, except die.
Okay, so I have 3. I would need 4 more, right?
You would, well, I am 2, 4, 6, 7. You are 3.
7.
You need 5 more,
I need
dear.
5 more.
Now, she can just decide.
That's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
It's not possible.
All right, so you have given up.
I guess I'm forced to.
Carmen has failed the challenge, which means we just collect our dice back. I will gain an experience because I have won this challenge. Now I got 2 experience. I can level up a creature, which is fantastic. Now I also get to look at these 2, and then I get to select the one I want.
It seems like the way this game goes is that you win, you win, you win, you win, you win. If you lose, you lose, you lose, and you lose, and you lose.
Okay. Spirit Tomb does not go into your hand. Bind Spirit Tomb to... I'm going to go with this one. This allows my hand size to go up by 1. So it binds to him, and this one will go discarded underneath here. I get to draw another power card as well. Okay. Now what we're going to do are our little treasures. Ooh, now this will allow me to move this 2 spaces. And I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use this one. And we are going to move. Now we are at dusk. And then Carmen will take one and put it there. And then she selects between the 2.
I'm going to discard this one.
And draw another one,
new one
with her ability. Oh, can't. You can't do it because we're in the dark now.
Oh,
that only works in the light. So,
okay, we'll put that back.
Yeah, I'll shuffle that in.
Then I will take this one. I get a card and an experience point.
All right.
Fortune.
So, let's see where we're going next. Ready? So, wordlessly the warriors look at one another before turning on you. Do you wish to trap the warriors or just kill them all?
I'll trap them. What the? There's no agility, ever.
You lure the warriors into a large cell cut out of the dungeon's walls. An enormous iron door hangs above the cell's entrance. The men attempt to encircle you. This will be a treasure, though. So Carmen is going to get 2 of her treasure cards laid down. If she wins, she gets to select the one she wants. If she loses, she has to randomly take one. It'll be an intelligence, but look at the white box. That means it's an easy test.
Yay.
That means she's going to get an extra blue dice. So for me, unfortunately, I should have leveled him up, and I totally forgot to do it before this, but that's my own fault. I'll wait till at the end. But I'm going to have to use my goblin, but I'm not going to get the extra die here because, see, he doesn't have the intelligence symbol. So I'm just going to get the 2 blue. So we will activate him. So that's 2 blue and 2 black. Now, hopefully I roll a charge with one of my black dice, and I did not. Man, I could have charged that up and used that ability again. But this will be the last battle of this round. And so let's see if we got here. This was the new card I drew. That's not a bad deal, actually. It's not a great deal either, though. You know what? Yeah, I think I will do this. This was during any roll, the Glyph of Pain. Deal a wound to any unwounded creature of your choice. I gain a fortune and an experience point. So I gain an extra experience point and a fortune. But I have to give a wound to one of my creatures that does not have a wound yet. And we'll do the goblin. Okay, that's good and bad because it's going to probably eventually give her an experience point. Now let's see if there's any other cards I could play because we are going to go all out on this one because this is the last one. Let's see. Can't use that one yet. Don't want to use that one. So there's only one really that can take effect, and that's really not that great. But I'm going to not do it. Yeah, I'm going to definitely not do it. So I'm going to spend 2 fortune, and I'm going to gain 2 more blue dice. And I hit on 1 more. All right, and that's pretty much all I can do. So I have got 2, 3, 4, 5. Carmen?
These are my starting dice. I'm going to use this,
okay.
Which cost me 2. Oh, great.
So, yep. No. When a hero plays a card, you just receive a wound. That's all. So you receive a wound.
Okay.
You got one. You get off. Fine, cancel it.
Fully recharge your ultimate ability. So
oh, nice!
I must have thrown my other
Did you throw your ultimate ability thing? Oh, I had it. Remember, because I stole yours.
You thief!
I have all the ultimate ability.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use it, of course.
Which will give you what?
Which will give me 2 blue dice. And that's all I can do.
You don't have any fortune? No, you're out of fortune, aren't you?
I'm out of fortune, so I used it on the card, which I could have just used it on that for 2 blue dice. Same difference.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right. All right. And
wow.
1, 2, 3, only 3. So.
But I got 2 of these. I was so
you
close.
You did. Just a hair's breadth away. So that means you did fail. So I won this challenge again. So I gain another experience. My goodness, I am rolling in the experience. Carmen, you get to select one of these, but you do not get to look at it before you grab it. What did you end up getting?
Mana ring.
Let me see.
Whenever you play a power card, it costs 2 less, and then you put it on the mana ring.
You missed out on Elven Boots. which could have possibly have allowed you to increase your fortune limit by 1, which means she could have rolled 3 blue dice instead, and some other stuff. But it's not important because they're gone now. Okay, so the other thing we're going to do is we each do our little thingy here again. So I look at this, I'm say, Carmen, I'm going to deal you 1 extra wound. So put a wound on yours, and then here's yours. What do you want to do?
Well, I'll take this.
Okay, so now what happens is that that'll move that up 1. Very good. Okay, so now that is the end of the story, all right? So let's see what the conclusion of this little deal, what all happened, okay? So you decided to trap the warriors. So let's look down here. Trap. The shock on their faces is priceless as you dive out of the cell and sever the door's heavy chains. Muffled cries for forgiveness filled the air. Please, oh God, don't do this to us. We're going to be stuck in here forever. Yes. And I got to go pee. But you ignore them.
I don't
You have bigger prey to deal with. Carmen is going to gain 2 experience points.
Yes.
And I'm going to gain 1 experience point because this was the first story card. Now, what's going to happen is that as we continue to do the stories, I'm going to gain experience per story card. And we do a total of 3 of these. And then after that, we do the final battle. So this is Carmen's chance to try to get herself built up and strong. Now, how much experience points do you have?
I have 4.
So with 4 experience points, what she can do is she can look in the corners of these cards. These are her skills. This would cost 3, and she could try to upgrade to a level 1 thief. This is the give her a blue die whenever it's an agility test, and then this is like, when you learn this skill, you would gain a fortune. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is the end of the round. So the very first thing we're going to do as well is we are going to reset. And what I mean by that is all of our creatures are going to become active. Yeah, your equipment, my creatures. Well, I'm also going to fully recharge my ultimate ability, and each of us are going to start with 5 fortune tokens again. So, let me see here. So it's basically like the start of the game all over again. But here's the cool part. We can start leveling up, like I showed you with her skill tree, and then I can start leveling up as well with my creatures. I am not super thrilled about the fact that these 2 guys, they're just both just kind of okay. This guy's good. I don't mind him. And I don't mind this one that much either. But these 2 don't impress me a whole lot. And I am thinking we are going to get rid of the skeleton, all right? So skeleton, you're going to go bye-bye. I'm going to spend 2 experience points, and I'm going to level up to a level 2 creature, which I got a Thelastian Keeper. So a little bit more powerful. I like that. I like that. But we're not done yet there, boys and girls. We're going to still keep going. I'm going to put that experience over there. I am thinking now, let's get rid of this guy. Okay. Uh-oh, he had a wound on him. Because I'm going to level up one of my creatures that had a wound on him, Carmen automatically gains an experience point for that. That's why I told you it would kind of backfire, but that's all right. She needed some experience. She kind of got it. Dang, do her pretty good in that first story, didn't she? No, and I got a slag crawler. Ooh, creepy, go get you. Okay, so I'm going to put that down there right now, and we are going to... Carmen, are you all finished up?
I am going to level up by getting this assassin card.
Okay.
And that cost me 3 XP.
And one thing I want to note, as you level up even further, it becomes like this one costs 5, and then level 3 of this one will cost 7. But when you do that, it replaces the previous one. So if she leveled this up to level 2, this card would go away. That card would take its place. But it's a little bit more powerful. All right. So at the start, we also draw 2 cards, but you also have to keep in mind your hand limit. So if you've exceeded it, you need to discard down. I like that one. Kind of like that one. I'm going to put that over there for the moment. Spin that around so I can actually see it. I like these. I really do. I'm going to keep these. I'm going to get rid of that one. So, all right. Okay. Next thing we do, we're going to do a new story. So, story number 2 is Lost Adventurers. Well, you're really running into a lot of people, aren't you?